Greetings to all. Welcome once again to Dark Soul Gnosticism. As always, I hope you are well wherever you may be. This time I wanted to speak about Papa Legba once again and something new which he has brought forth for me. I'm going to start with initiation into his house, initiation into the house of Papa Legba. Basically, what this entails is you not only becoming an initiate, but being actively brought, both astrally and physically, within the realms of Baron Samedi and entering his protection. This will put you in a contract which will include not only the remainder of your physical life, but a severe part of your remaining incarnations, so to speak. It's not a small thing to do, but it is extremely beneficial if this current resonates with you and if it has called for you. There are many other benefits, of course, which I cannot simply list right now because they would be countless. But nevertheless, I shall get into it and explain what happens. It's been quite an interesting time lately, a heavily ritualistic time, which has been brought forth not only due to Halloween, but because of the rotations of the universe in general and the windows that are opening and the different kinds of energies that are being thrown. It is a time of heavy change not only for our paths, not only for our personal lives, but for the entire world as well. Okay, we have recently seen this manifest in many different ways. Some of you will be able to relate as we speak when it comes to your personal lives, occurrences, changes of all sorts, both within your physical world as well as your spiritual practices. Probably character development as well. We also do see it in different world events which are taking place right now as we speak. So that is one thing. Take the time to go deep within yourselves and get heavily ritualistic now. It's not late, okay? The spheres are still ongoing. Don't worry about missing that time frame or what have you. It is pretty difficult to miss these time frames because the majority of beings in this world coordinate with them and follow them. So you cannot really miss it. It's very rare and you'd have to try very hard to miss it. Now, coming back to Baron Samedi, I have made many references upon Baron Samedi and what he is and what he represents. But one thing must be noteworthy. One thing that is very noteworthy here. This is a current separate of the cliff off. Okay. This is a current which coexists with all the other currents as it is in between the worlds. Okay. This is the middle path. The middle path is not for everyone. And just because you are dealing with the law or the spirits of the dead or the crossroads in general does not mean that you are adequate for the middle path. It does not mean you belong here or that you were chosen here. That does not also forbid anyone to work with the spirits of the crossroads or the rulers of the underworld. Okay, don't get these two aspects mixed up. There are differences here to be made. Now, just like Baron Samedi and any other spirit, Belial and all, is not for everyone. Just know that if you are primarily in heavy connection to Belial. There will be some small complications to you trying to turn over to the crossroads side with Baron Samedi, as Belial cannot enter Baron Samedi's realm. So you will be brought back, but there will be manifestations which he shall cause, and he shall cause them not always physically, but astrally as well, in order to bring you back into his realm where he wants you to be. Okay? So bear that in mind. You may divert your path a bit, but you can never erase it. You can never leave. Just so keep that in mind. Now, the house of Baron Samedi. What does it require? Well, first of all, it requires a ritual. Okay? Second of all, it requires of you entering the dark forest of the underworld, where you shall be taken under Baron Samedi's wing, where you shall be taught the secrets of alchemical potions astrally to be made. Your double shall become a master alchemist. You shall enter the realm of Baron Samedi, which I described in a previous video, of course, which you can find below. You shall enter the side of his realm, which contains a dark forest and a swamp. There he shall manifest in different forms that you are used to. Do not seek him as the typical form which you have been given. The general public has been given a specific form of how he looks like. Although he does tend to appear in semi-typical forms, I shall say like this, they won't always look the same as what the common public has constructed. They are similar, but they will change over time. When the law starts to change its shift like this, it means that it is getting comfortable with you and that you are emerging deeper into its mysteries as well. So it's a good thing. Don't be alarmed. Although what's going to happen is the spirit is going to start looking way more menacing and less human. It is the opposite with the demonic divine, where they start looking more monstrous at first and then they start becoming more human. Okay? Of course, that may not be the case for everyone. It really depends. Your patron may tend to be almost always human for you and rarely divine or monstrous or demonic looking for you. So appearances change. Pay attention to the energies, of course, in each projection. Don't just limit yourself to the visual images that are given to you upon appearance. This is a big message for everyone out there, regardless of path or what you follow, and regardless of what current. Now, the swamp will come with side effects. There will be great vampirism as always. There will be the sense of feeling slimy, and especially if you go underwater, you're gonna start feeling as if your skin has a second layer, which is very slimy, almost like a snotty toad, if I may say. You're just gonna keep rubbing it, and it's not going to squeak, even if you use soap, which dries the skin highly. This will go on for 3 months, 3 weeks, maybe even as short as 4 days. It really depends on the individual. Soul attributes, as always, decide these factors and how they play out. Now, after you initiate, you shall be given a rest period. Rest period of silence. Everything will go silent. Nothing shall occur. No further guidance, no further messages, no further contact. You shall be left in the dark, simply to find your way. After this, there will be a time of huge significance where you shall be brought upon a situation where you will have to display tremendous trust. Baron Samedi shall demand full and complete trust of thee to be given to him. And it is all or nothing here. After all the radio silence, he shall appear to you, and he shall simply put you in a situation where you will have to trust him with your life, literally, eyes wide shut. And it's gonna be a difficult situation, it's gonna be a life-threatening situation. Not of the nature of you being attacked for your life, like that thing that you all like to call Lucifer would do to you. And if you want to go with that, be my guest. I've spoken my story 1,000 times. Okay? It is real. It is bad. And these things don't like you and are not your friend. They want your blood. And they are going to rip it out of you and have others do it for them. And possess them. And bite your legs while you fight for your life to do that. So bear that in mind. That's one thing. But with Samedi, it's not like that. You will simply have to completely shut down and trust him to guide you through this moment. You will not be conscious after he takes control of you. And when that happens, chances are you won't even become conscious after the situation is over. You shall simply awake the next day on your bed and realize that you're alive. And that's just how it works. It sounds too much to handle, I understand. It sounds too difficult to bury, yes, I understand, but that's how it works. There is no way out of this process. It's gonna be the same for everyone. Everybody is equal before the eyes of the Baron. There are no semi-favors or lighter cases or smaller treatments. The demons do that, yeah. Gender doesn't change anything either. The treatment will be equally harsh, equally, don't want to say dangerous, but equally stressful. You will be put into the same situation. Close your eyes. He will tell you to trust. He will make himself known. He is very easy to come through in the physical world. He's very vocal. You're not even gonna need any astral senses development at this stage. He can literally just boom, make you hear him if he wants to. So don't worry about any of this. So yeah, that's gonna happen. And you should pass. Don't panic, don't deny. And don't oppose this process. There's no way back at this stage. Simply surrender into the energy of this current, and it's going to take you from there, and everything's gonna be just fine. Okay, don't worry. You'll go through this. If I went through this, you can go through this. Just like countless of other people upon this planet, before and after me, have and shall continue to go through this. We are not alone. We are all in this together. Remember that. We are in this for a reason. Never forget that. Now, he did give me a ritual, which you may initiate initiation for such a heavy current. It is a very, very heavily binding initiation of the physical life and of the soul. Okay? To the spirit of death, to everything, which will make you immune and protected to many, many things. As always, everything comes with a price. Don't think this is a carefree system or carefree current to get into. Okay? The Baron is serious business. You gotta be a serious person. And you gotta take this serious. And you gotta be ready to commit. It's a life commitment. It's not a few years pact or few years path working. It shall go till the end of your lifetime. Mortally, and shall continue until the end of your lifetime. after, sorry, the end of your lifetime, astrally. So, to initiate within the house, a rather difficult but very beneficial ritual to make, extremely potent, extremely powerful, equal to Solomonic rituals that uh, King Solomon did himself. I joke you not. Now you're going to require either to sacrifice or to collect somehow the blood of 4 animals, each and every one of symbolic value. Of course, not everyone will be able to do this. You're going to have to find yourself in a rural area somewhere in nature. And you are going to have to be able to buy somehow the animals, which are not to be discarded. Nothing is to be left to waste. You are to consume these animals ritualistically in a feast, welcoming the spirit and welcoming yourself as a banquet after, with 3 glasses of red wine and 1 glass of rum or whiskey, with a drop of blood in them. After the ritual is done, on your banquet table, with the food around, cooked, you shall require to be in the crossroads, on a 4-way crossroad. If you cannot find one, carve or dig it. You can all grab a shovel. It's gonna be hard work, but it's worth it. But I'm pretty sure nature has enough space for you to find something that looks like a 4-way road, so I wouldn't worry much on these details. Go there. And as you stand in there, you shall require to have a black ram or goat, male. It must have horns and it must be of age. Nothing young, no young animal. It must be horned, okay? It must have bred. It must have led offspring upon this world. These instructions are vital. Don't break them for any reason, or there will be consequences. In this current, if you don't follow instructions, things go bad. Just like Solomonic rituals. On your left side, there shall be the ram, which shall be sacrificed. If you cannot buy a ram, simply try to find a farmer or some kind of a animal merchant who could give you the blood. They would sell it to you. They will probably more or less find you weird, but they will sell it to you. Put it on the left side of the road, or spill the blood on that side. On the front side of the road, you shall find a black rabbit. And the same thing applies. On the right side of the road, thou shalt find a black rooster. The exact same thing applies. All animals are to be of age, and they must have bred and spawned offspring. Don't break this rule. Nothing young, nothing under the age of reproduction, and not an animal that hasn't reproduced. If the merchant cannot provide you with this information, find a different merchant, but 99% of the time you shall be led where you have to. So don't worry, you will be in the right place. Behind you, you shall take a good expensive big cigar. And you shall open it up so the pieces of it are trimmed and come down into your hand. You shall lay it down on a straight line behind you, pointing towards you if you were in the middle of the road. And your own blood is to be sprayed upon that particular piece of the cigar. Now you are to have the cigar on your back at all times. If possible, find cat bones, black cat bones, or any cat bones. These may be, it's a huge offering. These may be purchased online, of course, ethically. You don't have to harm any animal to find bones, okay? Um, Plenty of sites that sell them. Place them in the center before you. Kneel. You may light some sticks and a small fire. Sticks would be much better. Very beneficial. Fire helps keep warm and focus if it's cold. It's not a bad practice to do. Wait and meditate. You shall feel the presence is coming. If not, stay put. You're being tested. You may use any channeling technique, any prayer to the Baron of the local folk that have venerated him. If you are able, you may channel him as well. You shall channel dialects of his local language, more or less either Luganda or a very old Congolese dialect, which is related to this current. When you are going to start feeling the presence, be careful of the wind, be careful of the temperature, be careful of the cold. The wind shall start to speak, the earth shall start to vibrate. Vibrations shall have meaning, the elements speak, and then it shall start. Then you are to make a little circle from the left side of the ram. Continue to use your affirmations, your prayers, your invocations. And simply in your simple words, state and affirm that you seek initiation of the soul within the house of Samedi from left to right. Do this 4 times. On the 4th time, you shall land at the cigar that you laid with your own blood in one line. If you had a fire before you, take a stick, light it. If not, use a white candle consecrated with prayers or any other alchemy source in pure oils, bathed, cleansed, alongside with salt. Lavender works great, to my experience. Myrrh is very good and rare to find, much beloved by most spirits. Take your right hand and light that. Light it until it all burns your blood in that cigar. And blow it to that direction, outside, as you're facing. And he shall come, right there. You shall see him. Don't worry. Don't freak out, don't run away, don't be scared. You will fail the tests if you do that. And it's not gonna be nice. And yeah, that's how it works. So after that, as we said, after whatever it is that happens there, you return to your own placement. You place your feast, your banquet. You leave the 3 glasses of wine, red wine, and the 1 glass of rum or whiskey with a drop blood in it. You do not consume them. You leave them there for the spirits. You consume the meat of the animals which you have used for this ritual. You and anyone else who may follow you, and you and anyone else who you may want to invite, people of trust only. It's a small circle of people. And take the glasses of wine that are left and the whiskey and use them as offerings If somehow you happen to have a skull, spit them on that with Baron's Vever sigil on it. Ooh, there's a black fly. And spit it on them with your own DNA mixed. If you don't have that, which most won't, try to return to that crossroad and spit them there. 4 spits each. You shall have his favor and the favor of his emissaries alike. So that will be all. Not a simple writ, but as we said, extremely beneficial. Okay? Like, share, subscribe, and if you want the channel sigil of Baron Samedi, you'll find it in the Facebook group. All the links are below. Okay? Hope this helps, and share your experiences, your thoughts, and your opinions. State your questions as always. I love answering them, and I try to interact with everyone as much as possible. It's not easy because I'm traveling around the world as we speak, but I'm gonna get right back to it as usual. Hope this helps as always with your development. Rise and conquer. Reveles tenebras tua.